You might have heard of Anchor or Ugreen, but have you heard of AOHi? Well, this is the new kid around the corner. Sleek, well-built, powerful, and most importantly, it's pocket-friendly. I say new kid because not everyone knows them. They're as old as the more known brands and as good in quality, if not better. When it comes to power banks, there are only few boxes that needs to be ticked, namely the capacity, the power output, which in return controls the charging speed, and the interface. And by interface, I mean a button and a small display. If you can tick these boxes, you pretty much covered everything you need from a modern power bank. The future Starship from AOHi certainly ticks all the set boxes and tops it with a sleek and a premium design that reminds me of smartphone brand collaborations with other companies. It has a matte black finish with a glossy panel and yellow covers. It has a 1-inch display that sits under the glossy panel, and when the screen is off, it blends in well and becomes invisible. A subtle but a clever feature is a small light indicator that tells you which port is in use or how many ports are being used. The overall build quality is fantastic and screams premium, and you can tell from the moment you pick up the box. Because of this fancy box, it took me a while to find out that it comes with its own USB-C cable that's tucked in the bottom portion of the box. It comes with 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A. USB-C 1 is your main, as it's capable of speeds of up to 140 watts, and USB-C 2 is capable of speeds of 100 watts. They can both charge laptops. It's a simple plug and play. Even when the power bank is in sleep mode, once it detects a cable being inserted, it will wake up, start charging, and decide the most optimum speed to charge. Once the device is at 100%, it will disconnect and go to sleep. At 27,600 mAh, it's air travel safe as it's below the allowed limit of 160 watt-hour. This means that it can charge an iPhone about 4 times and a Samsung S25 between 3 to 4 times. That's great, but what's even better is that it can output up to 140 watts on USB-C 1 and 100 watts through USB-C 2 port for a combined output of up to 240 watts under ideal conditions and using power delivery 3.1. In other words, it can charge the vast majority of smartphones at their maximum speed. It even goes beyond that and charges laptops with USB-C charging support. That means I can charge my Razer and HP laptops simultaneously. This for me is super useful as I tend to work from coffee shops from time to time, and this power bank helped me stay juiced up. As for charging it back, it uses the same USB-C that charges other devices to charge itself. It is smart enough to recognize what device is being plugged, and it adjusts itself accordingly. That's why it takes about a second or so to start charging. The charge back time is what makes this power bank worth a try. It charges from 0 to 100 in about 90 minutes with an average speed of about 100 watts. So in other words, you can charge 4 iPhone Pro Maxes in an hour and a half and put them in your backpack for later use. I said earlier that it's super simple to use. Just plug the device using any of the ports and the power bank will figure things out from there. That's because it uses power delivery 3.1 chip and technology. The button on the side is just to wake up the screen and check the capacity. The screen stays on as long as there's a device that's being charged, and it will automatically stop once charging reaches 100%. Very handy if you want to prolong your smartphone battery. Now, although advertised at 240 watts, which it can do, it can only be achieved through 2 USB-C ports combined. Port 1 is capable of 140 and port 2 at 100. This should not be an issue as the vast majority of USB-C devices don't even exceed 100 watts. Take for example my Razer laptop, which comes with a 240 watt power supply and a Razer designed power port. It can still charge through USB-C port without an issue. If you're asking yourself, why should you jump ship and switch brands? Well, they all use the same battery technology, meaning you get similar, if not identical results. The technology is super simple. So there's nothing complicated about it, and there's no learning curves. And of course, supporting a new competitor in the market helps balance the power struggle and ultimately benefits the consumer. This might sound like a sponsored video, but it's not. AOHi is seeing this video for the first time at the time of posting. I simply love to point out a good product when I see one, and so far, I can't find a single thing to dislike about it, other than one small tiny thing, and that is the square design versus a rectangular one. A rectangular design would have been a lot more pocketable, easy, and natural to slide to your back pocket, but it seems to be a common design amongst so many companies now, as they mostly moved away from rectangular to square shapes, and that's probably an attempt to save space due to the shape and size of the cells being used. Nonetheless, it's a small nitpick, and it's honestly not a big issue for me. To show you what I mean, check this out. This is what it looks like when you're using it while it's in your pocket. It's a lot more obvious, and it sticks out and makes it awkward to keep in your pockets while sitting down, especially with how heavy it is. Nevertheless, it's not that much different compared to the older models. This design makes it ideal for carrying it in the pockets of your backpack, and almost all the companies that now sells power banks pick this design for their premium power banks. This is a fantastic product. It's built well, and the brand does not falsely advertise. That means you get what you see, and it's evident in their super high ratings. The quality and attention to details is on point, and although slightly cheaper than competition, they're not cheap. They're on what I would consider the sweet spot, a good balance between price to performance or price to quality, and their other products are equally as good. You might actually want to check some of their cables, as they make some of the best cables that I have seen. At the time of posting the video, it retails for as low as $127 on AliExpress and Amazon, and they even have a 40,000 mAh version with power delivery 3.1 at just $169, and they're available on all major platforms. Not bad at all. If you want to give it a try, I'll have a link in the description for both of them. They're both affiliate links, so by clicking or using them, it will help support my work. And as a thank you from my side, I will have some discount codes for up to $90 US. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.